Michael Brown's death and others like it have sparked debate about whether America has truly shaken off its racially segregated past. Similar questions can be asked half a world away in another country with a segregated history. It's been 20 years since apartheid was outlawed in South Africa, but true integration has been slow to come in many areas, including Johannesburg, where we find CCTV's Guy Henderson.
The plan to remould Johannesburg begins on the T3 bus route. Encouraging cross-neighbourhood travel, goes the theory, should help close the geographical gaps still so prevalent here. Herman Pienaar is the man behind the city's latest project, Corridors of Freedom. He believes his team has found a way to move populations long forced to live apart.
I mean, this city has been built for more than a century based on apartheid principles. And to correct that is going to take time. But I think the approach from our side is to say, what is the elements within the city that we can use to actually build a stronger city for the future? So instead of trying to move Soweto here, let's make sure that there are strong connectors and that we can get economic development and more density along those connectors as well.
This is much, much more than an efficient, affordable commuter service. The grand vision is mostly just sketches for now, but the idea is to build arteries between different demographic centres, along which over the decades people will choose to live whatever their colour. But 20 years of effort to transform is preceded by more than a century of division. Bongani Matabula Jamal is a tour guide / walking encyclopedia of the city's history. We meet in Newtown, one of the oldest parts of Johannesburg. From the earliest days of the gold rush, Bongani tells me, came development designed to separate.
1904, bubonic plague was also used as an excuse to actually segregate the people from Newtown going to different areas. So you might put in the black people who were taken into a place called Klipspruit in Soweto, which was the birthplace of Soweto. Right across the bridge is a place known as Fordsburg, where the Indian people were taken to.
There are enclaves of what some might call successful integration. Mabeneng Precinct, for example, near the centre of town. A few years ago, a no-go zone for many. Now private investment has attracted a youthful and multicultural crowd. But Bongani's not alone in wondering whether so-called gentrification is what those still excluded really need. Now, it took unique leadership to hold South Africa together, and 20 years later its streets are still relatively peaceful and relatively stable. But there's increasing impatience. More and more people here are starting to say that the pace of change needs to move faster. So in Johannesburg, of all cities, people know just how monumental the task is of undoing centuries of segregation. Guy Henderson, CCTV, Johannesburg, South Africa.